Hey guys, it's Coach Olivia, and today we're going to be doing some conditioning for our glide kips. This is really important to work on because without conditioning and the strength we need for our glide kips, it's almost impossible to do a glide kip. So we want to work on our conditioning for glide kips as much as possible. It'll make the glide kip 1,000 times easier. Yeah, so let's get started. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to try and get 2 paper plates. But if you are on hardwood floor or concrete, I would recommend the fuzzy socks or the soft rag because we're going to be using them to slide. Another thing I want you to get, which we're going to use later on, is either a dumbbell, probably around 5 pounds if you have it, maybe 8 pounds. If you have a weight, please use weights. If not, please try and find a pole. And if you don't have either, that's okay. For the pole, you can use like a broomstick, you can use a ski pole, just something that you can hold on to that you can easily grip. So yeah, let's get started. We're gonna be doing 2 different segments of conditioning. For both segments, you're gonna do 3 rounds and each exercise is gonna be 10 reps. If you wanna increase the rounds or if you wanna increase the reps, feel free. You always can do more, or if this is really hard for you, then you can always decrease the number of rounds or decrease the number of reps, but I really challenge you guys to get through this because it's going to be really beneficial for you guys. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is you're going to put your paper plates on the ground and you're going to start in a reverse plank with your heels on the paper plates. So you're going to get into a reverse plank, and what you're going to do is you're going to slide your feet through as controlled as possible into a pike position. Good. And you're going to hold this pike for 2 seconds. So you're trying to slide through as far as you can before letting your butt hit the ground. This motion is going to help our muscles and prepare us for the glide swing and bringing our legs to the bar. It's going to work those hips and our core. So one more time, reverse plank, slide all the way through as far as you can and hold it for 2 seconds. I want you to try and do that in a row. Then we're going to move on to plank up into pike. Again, most of these exercises are either going to be working our arms or our core. Our core is what really helps us keep our feet to the bar, which is really important when we're doing our glide kips because, as you guys know, if you drop your feet, then you're not going to be able to get up onto the bar using our arm muscles. So it doesn't matter how strong your arms are, if our feet are dropping too early, it's like trying to muscle up. It's really, really difficult. So we want to work on tightening that core so we have the strength in order to keep our feet to the bar, or just even getting the strength to bring our toes to the bar and then work on keeping them there. So we're going to start in a plank with our toes on the plates, or if you're on a rag, your toes on the rag, or if you're wearing socks, you don't need to put your feet on anything, obviously. And so you're going to start in a plank and you're going to pike up as controlled as possible. All the way up, and you're going to hold this for a second, trying to keep your legs as straight as possible, and then slide back out. You want to be squeezing your core and your butt this entire time. All of these exercises that we're going to do is not about speed. It's about slow and controlled. The slower and more controlled you do these movements, the stronger your muscles are going to get. This isn't about being the fastest, it's about putting in the work and trying to make them as tight and clean as possible. So after you do 10 of those in a row, we're going to move on to our plank to straddle, which I also want you guys to try and do in a row. So you're going to start in a plank, and it's the same exact thing, you're just going to go up into a straddle. So you come up and straddle your feet, hold for a second, and then when you come down, it's really important that you guys don't spread out into a wider straddle and then bring your feet together. You want to try and bring your feet together and then slide out. So you're in a straddle, bring your feet together, and then slide out. This is really awesome for people that want to do straddle glide kips, and this actually will also help for people that want to try doing straddle handstands. So this works both of those things, which is awesome. So that's kind of the first block of conditioning. So you're going to do 3 rounds of all of that first, and then we're going to move on to our second block, and you're going to do 3 rounds of all of that next. So since we just worked our core a bunch, now we're going to do some arms. So we're going to start by doing push-ups. So you're going to do 10 wide arm push-ups, 10 military or tricep push-ups, and then 10 diamond push-ups with your hands touching like this. If you want to try and do these all without stopping, that is awesome. If you need to stop, take as many breaks as you need. But again, making sure that we're squeezing our core and squeezing our butt. This is our regular push-up. Again, trying to touch your nose to the floor if possible. So you're gonna be in a plank, go all the way down and all the way up. Making sure that when we go down, we don't arch up like that. That is not good. And try and refrain from piking when we do our push-up, because we don't want that either. Then we have our military push-up where our arms trail by our sides. We go all the way down and all the way up. And then the last one is our diamond push-up, where our fingers touch and our thumbs are together like this. Try and touch your nose to the floor. This one is a little more difficult for some people, and for other people it's actually easier. So it kind of just depends on who you are. So you're gonna get into this push-up position, go down and up. Again, trying to make sure you don't break at the hips or arch your back. You can choose to finish the 3 rounds of push-ups first and then move on, or you can do all of the exercises I'm showing you and then do 3 rounds of all of them. So what we're gonna do next is you're gonna get that pole or the weight, whatever you have. Again, if you don't have anything, that's okay, you can still do this. And you're just gonna hold it, and you're gonna get into a hollow hold. You're gonna do this and try not to come out of a hollow hold the entire time. This is to work on getting the arm motion and the arm strength in order to get ourselves up onto the bar. So you're gonna hold the hollow hold, and you're just gonna bring your arms down and bring your arms back up. During this whole time, you want your lower back on the ground, so there shouldn't be any space. You shouldn't be arching. If you are arching, try to do it first without using weights, and then once you get more comfortable, you can use weights. Or if you add a weight and then you automatically start arching, don't do it with weights, that's totally okay. But do try and use a pole if possible. So again, this is again super slow and controlled. This isn't about speed. This is about getting those muscles and coming all the way back to your ears and all the way down. So that is that exercise. That's the only exercise we're gonna be using the dumbbell or a pole for. And then we're gonna do a few more core exercises and then you guys will be done. The other core exercise we're gonna do is V-ups. When you do your V-up, you wanna meet in the middle. You don't wanna be closer to the floor or still be on your back. So, also really important, you wanna keep your arms by your ears the entire time. So you're gonna be in a hollow hold all the way up and all the way down, keeping your arms by your ears. I don't wanna see this, and I really don't wanna see bent legs. Again, this is working on those muscles that allow our legs to come up and working on our core to keep our legs there. So, all the way up, all the way down. Okay, now that you've done those V-ups, we're gonna keep, it's the same motion almost, but you're gonna keep your legs up there. Again, arms stay by your ears. You're just gonna reach up, touch your toes, and come back. Try not to use your neck to pull yourself up like that. You should be using just your core. So think about squeezing those ab muscles. They should be engaged the whole time. Straight legs if possible, point to toes, keeping your arms by your ears the whole time. You're gonna do 10 of those. Then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to do hollow rocks. So you can do 10 if you want to challenge yourself. Try and do 20 because these are a little bit easier. So you're just gonna rock back and forth. Make sure you don't drop your feet to touch the ground and just kind of roll yourself up. Your fingers and your toes should never touch the floor during this. So arms stay by your ears and you're rocking back and forth. Try not to let your shoulder blades touch either. Again, your low back should be on the floor the entire time. This is just really engaging our core and helping us get the strength we need to do our glide kips. So do 3 rounds of those if possible. I believe in you guys, you can do it. If you do have a bar at home, then feel free to do some glide kips at the end of this, or do some L hangs and toes to bar hangs and inverted hangs if possible. If you don't have a bar, that's totally okay. You got in a good workout and some conditioning for our glide kips. I hope you guys had fun, and yeah.